Hey guys, I'm the Comics Kid 2099, and I'm wearing my Serenity shirt that I got for Christmas a little while back. I just got back from the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and I actually filmed a review while driving home like I used to do when I went to the movies, and I've been having camera troubles. It did not film. None of it filmed. And I think I've got it sorted out. My cord, last time I used my camera, I plugged in my camera to the cord, but it was not plugged into the wall. I don't know how that happened, but it happened. So, I am going to do something a little different. I'm going to talk to you about my experiences watching Guardians of the Galaxy while I eat my supper. I'm having chicken sandwiches with bacon. It is delicious. I've already had a little piece there, as you can see. So, I'm going to be very unprofessional, and I'm going to eat while I talk to you guys. Guys, you have no idea. It's very good. Okay, so, this movie is awesome. I have not made a great secret that I don't really care for the Marvel Studios movies. I didn't really care for any of the Iron Man movies, any of the Thor movies. I like Captain America, but apparently nobody else did. I like The Incredible Hulk, but apparently nobody else did. And I didn't even bother watching The Winter Soldier, but everyone said it was good, but oh well. So, the reason that I don't like Marvel Studios, it's really two reasons, and one of them I won't even get into, but I'm starting to see why it was a mistake to film while I was eating. One reason, I don't like that everything is connected. If I don't care about Thor, but I want to watch the Avengers movie, I'm basically screwed, because I have to watch Thor in order to get this major plot point that is dealt with in the Avengers movie. And that is kind of a huge problem with the Marvel Studios movies. And this is the first time, I think, in any of the Marvel Studios movies where that isn't really an issue. You don't have to watch Captain America or Iron Man or Thor to really understand what's going on in a Guardians of the Galaxy movie, and that is awesome. Now, Thanos does appear here, and if you watch the Avengers movie, he did appear very briefly in that movie, but it doesn't really play it in such a way where you have to watch the Avengers in order to know who this guy is. It plays it in such a way, it tells you who Thanos is, and that's really awesome. This movie, getting to the movie itself and not really talking about my fears and hatreds towards the Marvel Studios as a whole, this movie is amazing. It's funny when it needs to be funny. It is dramatic when it needs to be dramatic. It's got great action. It's got great dialogue. The script was incredible. Having said that, my single biggest gripe with this movie, and I don't know if it was just my theater or if it was the movie itself. I guess I'll find out when I watch this when it comes on DVD, but this movie was dark. And I don't mean tonally, I don't mean that it was dealing with dark subject matter. I mean that physically it was dark. It was like half of this movie was shot underneath a giant cardboard box, and there was no lighting at all. There are crucial scenes in this movie where I can't tell what's going on. Nebula and Gamora are two main characters in this movie. They have a fight scene where, I'm not exaggerating, I literally cannot tell which one is which during that fight scene. It's because, I'm not even kidding, half of this movie is lit so poorly I can't tell what's going on. Now, most of the time, it's not really a big deal. I can tell Groot apart from Rocket because one of them is a little raccoon and the other one is a giant tree. So even when the lights are like at 10% capacity, I can still see which one is Groot and which one is Rocket. Seriously, I'm really starting to tell why it was a bad idea to film while I was eating. Most of the time, the lights isn't a huge problem, but every once in a while, when you've got two bipedal females and you turn off the lights, I can't tell which one's the blue one who's bald and which one's the green one with hair. That's kind of an issue, and I feel like James Gunn, the director of this movie, he probably could have done something about that. I really feel like that's a major problem from a directing standpoint. Like I said, though, everything else about this movie is amazing. The characters are good. Just about every character gets a good moment. Gamora gets a good moment. Peter Quill gets some good moments. Rocket gets a good moment. I didn't think that Rocket was going to be an actual fleshed out character in this movie. For the first act of this movie, for the first third of this movie, Rocket was basically the exposition guy. He was kind of giving exposition about who Gamora is, about how many prisons he's escaped from, and he was kind of exposition slash plot device guy, in that he's a plot device to get the rest of the characters out of the prison. But then, he gets a good solid character moment. He gets a few good solid character moments, and I was really impressed by that. After they weren't really doing anything with his character, I really didn't think that he was going to be a very important character. I thought he was just going to be the funny raccoon who shoots people. I didn't think he would have some good character moments. The only one who really doesn't get any character moments is Groot, and that's, it's hard to play that because he doesn't get any dialogue. He just says, "I am Groot." He does get a good moment in the movie, but it's kind of hard for me to feel any pathos with that moment because I haven't gotten to know him as a character. He's still just a goofy tree who says, "I am Groot." Even though he gets a good character moment, it's still hard for me to feel anything in my heart place behind this betraying dinosaur on my shirt. Having said that, this movie is pretty dang awesome. It is an A+ from this guy. Really, actually, it's an A. It's an A with no plus because of all of the darkness that's going on, where I have trouble seeing what's going on. As I said, when I tried to film this review the first time, there's this one moment in the movie where these characters, they paint up a spaceship, they've got it looking nice and new, and they give it to one of our characters, and our character says, "I don't know what to say." And I was thinking, yeah, I don't either, because I haven't gotten a good look at this spaceship throughout the entire movie. It's like 90% of this movie was filmed in the dark with no lights on, and I couldn't even see the spaceship. And suddenly, we get the first good look at it literally at the end of the movie. And again, that's all part of my problem with this movie is just so dark, and I really feel like this movie would have been the perfect superhero movie, maybe one of the best superhero movies I've ever seen, if they had just lit it up a little bit better. Any final thoughts from me? I really hope that they don't try and tie this movie in with the Avengers. I was saying at the beginning of the movie, I don't have to have Captain America lead into the Avengers, or Iron Man lead into the Avengers, or Iron Man 2 lead into Thor. I will watch the Avengers because of the Avengers. Or, for example, I will watch the Daredevil TV show because it's Daredevil. You don't have to try and lead into Daredevil with, say, Thor 3 or Iron Man 4 or whatever. You don't have to connect everything at Marvel Studios under one giant universe. You can do Daredevil by itself. You can do Guardians of the Galaxy by itself. I am proof that if you do Guardians of the Galaxy by itself, I will go and watch it. You don't have to connect everything as some sort of trick to get people to come and watch it because they feel like they're obligated to. That was kind of how I felt. That was why I watched Thor, because I felt like I was obligated to. Admittedly, I would not have watched Thor if it wasn't so heavily connected with the Avengers. I would have skipped it. But if you do a really good movie that looks fun and enjoyable, I will go and watch it. Case in point, Guardians of the Galaxy. I went and watched that movie. It didn't matter that it was from Marvel Studios. It did not matter. I still watched the movie. I still had a great time. I very much think that I will get this movie on DVD. And that is not something that I have said since Iron Man 1 and The Incredible Hulk. Those were the last Marvel Studios movies that I got on DVD. So, I don't have anything else to say. I did this entire review on one bite of my chicken sandwiches, so I'm going to end this review and then finish eating my supper. I hope that you guys will go and watch this movie because it's really awesome. I had a lot of fun, and I was one of those people who was saying, I don't know, it's Marvel Studios, and I'm not really a huge fan of theirs, but I ended up really enjoying it. I can't wait for the sequel. I really hope that, like I was saying, I really hope that they don't do the sequel is like Guardians of the Galaxy, Infinity Gauntlet, and they try and throw in like Captain America and Iron Man and Thor. I really hope they don't do that. I really hope that Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is going to have just the Guardians of the Galaxy. I hope that it's like Guardians of the Galaxy out in the middle of outer space fighting Nebula or Thanos. I really don't want to see them try and squeeze in the rest of the Marvel Universe into this movie. Having said that, do stay for the end credits, which is a given at this point. Everyone knows that. But this time, it was really kind of funny. Usually, I hate end credit scenes. I usually think they don't add anything to the movie. This time, I thought it was pretty funny. I knew what it was going into it because I had seen a stupid rumor on Facebook, which at this point, I'm almost ready to just defriend everybody who spoils anything or posts rumors or anything. But I saw a rumor on Facebook that the post-credit scene was going to be what it was, and of course it was that. and I thought it was pretty funny. I would have been really loving it. I would have loved it about 100 times more if I did not know about it in advance. But having said that, this movie is an A. I really enjoyed it. I did not expect to enjoy it as much as I did. I cannot wait for this movie to come out on DVD. I will definitely buy it when it comes out. So that's my review. I hope that you guys will go and see it, and I will see you guys tomorrow with a different kind of review. Until then, I'll see you guys later. Have a great day.